Hey, y'all. You've reached Healing with Tarsha. And again, I'm in my car. I should just call this Car Chronicles, but whatever. I have to fit it in where I can get it in. But I tend to think better when I'm driving in my car. Topics seem to come to me when I'm driving in my car. Things that I want to speak on and talk about. So that's why I always do it right before I go into work. And that way it's fresh in my mind and I don't forget what it is that I'm trying to talk about. But today we're going to talk about healing the inner child. And a lot of people might not understand exactly what that is, but this past journey, I realized, not this past journey, my current journey, I realized that a lot of my issues, a lot of the problems, a lot of my relationships, it stems from my childhood and things that happened to me and things that didn't happen to me, just how I was brought up and the people around me. So just give me a second. I'm gonna look on my other phone because I had to take a screenshot because it won't let you look at your phone and do the video at the same time. So I'm gonna look down just for a second, because I saw this post and it spoke out to me so much, because I already knew I wanted to do inner child this week, but I was trying to figure out what angle to come in at it. And just according to this post that somebody posted, give me a second. Okay. Of course you don't want to act right. Just do what you're supposed to do. Okay. So according to this post, the signs of a wounded inner child, I'm just going to give a few that pertain specifically to me, that I also think might pertain to a lot of other people. But one of the signs is you're unforgiving to yourself, rigid, and a perfectionist. You have a deep abandonment issues and would cling to relationships even when they are toxic. You experience anxiety when going out of your comfort zone. Some people need external validation. That's not really one of mine, but I do feel like it might be that way for other people. You attract emotionally unavailable people. You're a people pleaser. You're a hoarder of things, emotions, people, and you have a hard time letting go. I can definitely own that one. You have a hard time committing and trusting, and you're afraid of being hurt. Those are just some of the signs. There's a few other signs, but those are just some of the signs. And I feel like I can relate to so many of those signs because I do have abandonment issues that stem from when I was a child, and also when I was an adult, it also had abandonment issues from there also. And the one where deep trust issues, like you do find it hard to trust people because just because of the problems or the issues that you've had with them, and how they've treated you. So I mean, when you develop that as a child, it also comes into your adulthood. But according to this post by this lady off of YouTube, this is a time when you start addressing those signs, when you start seeing those signs, when you feel like you do need to work on your inner child. Because the fact is, if we don't work on the inner child and we don't work on the issues that we had when we were a child and our childhood problems, then they just carry on with us into adulthood, which is kind of what's happening to me and what happened to me. So if I can release those issues and release that hurt and that trauma, then I'm going to do whatever I need to do, because again, my journey is just for me to move through life and move through it peacefully and happy. Basically for the first time, like, I'll be at peace and I'll be happy. That's the point. So her whole thing was this is a time for you to revisit your childhood, to take a look at your caregivers, which would be your parents, your dad, your mom, but also a lot of us were raised by grandmas, mostly grandmas, not so much grandpas, I don't think, but we were raised by our parents and grandmas and grandpas, and some of us aunts and uncles. So the fact of the matter is just to look at your caregivers, and look at it with fresh eyes and with compassion. And I got to thinking, what? Okay, I think I can look at it with fresh eyes, but compassion? So you want me to feel compassion for the person that I feel like marked most of how I was going to develop as a teen, as an adult, and deal with my relationships in life. Then the next part was because, and the reason she says compassion is because she said, knowing that they had their own battles, their own scars, their own trauma, their own losses, and their own disappointments, and they had very little tools to help them. They did the best with the tools that they had, and some had no tools at all. Whew, that's deep. That's deep, because I know a few people will probably come on here and be like, I ain't having no compassion for that, not, whatever. But I think I could. Compassion and forgiveness are two different things, but compassion and forgiveness will also allow you to release the hurt. That doesn't mean that you got to sit down, have a conversation, and say, hey, I forgive you for everything that you've done to me and everything that you contributed to in my life. That doesn't mean that. It just means that you can work within yourself and understand where they were coming from, and that you can release that for yourself. And if you do want to sit down and have a talk with that person and just basically air it out, say whatever it is that you want to say, but also understand that you might not get the I'm sorry. You might not get the I understand. I know what I did. I did this, and this. You might not get that. But if you just want to air it out and put it out there and drop it, as they say, drop the dang mic, then put it out there, air it out, drop the mic if the person is willing to allow you to do that. But just know you might not get what you need out of there. And if all you needed to do was just drop that out there and put it out there, then do it. Because this is your journey. This is you and your healing. And you're trying to heal that inner child within you. And you're trying to address those concerns. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know if I'll ever sit down and have that talk. And the reason I say that is because I don't believe that he's ready. So I don't think I'll sit down and have that talk about my childhood, how I was raised, how I felt, those abandonment issues, the trust issues, and the fact that I feel like your dad is the one that should have, took you under their wing and said, hey, let me show you how you're supposed to be treated. Let me show you how you're supposed to deal with this situation. So that, you could be prepared when you're with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your spouse. So that you'll know what to do in those situations, and you can stand up for yourself, and you can address whatever issues that may come up. So the only reason I say I don't think I'm ready is because I don't feel like he's ready. And I could literally sit down with him, drop all this crap on him, but I would feel like we're literally in a knockout, drag-out fight. So that's not productive. And then that's just negative energy that's being passed on to me, and I don't want it. You can keep that. You can keep it and throw it at somebody else. I don't really care what you do with it, but you ain't gonna point it toward me, and I'm not gonna take it in, and I'm not finna hold on to it. Period. But I do say this to say that, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having forgiveness, having compassion, and it does just open you up to having that unconditional love, and then it opens you up to just loving yourself and loving others. And then I also think, in a way, addressing those inner child issues, and addressing healing that inner child and those childhood traumas and issues, I do think that addressing those and healing those issues will help you be a better parent for your children. Because I know I'm a parent of 6, and I know that I've done some things while I've been parenting, and my relationships and all of that stuff, I know that they do impact my kids, and that's why I've been more mindful about what goes on, what's seen, what's heard, and what I teach them and what I don't teach them. And I do with my older kids, my 19 and my 20-year-old boys, I do make sure that I use anything that may happen as a lesson learned. They always say, "Ma, every time you come talk to me, you turn it into a lesson." I'm sorry that I turn it into a lesson, but I feel like that's my job as a mom, to address whatever I see, whatever I hear, and to put it out there. Because when my kids are out there, I want them to be able to say, well, my mama did say it, and it ain't a matter of I told you so. It's just a matter of, let me make sure I do my job. Because if I do my job, I don't have to worry about them saying, well, you didn't tell me this and you ain't tell me that. I guarantee my boys ain't gonna come back and say, well, you didn't tell me this. I'm like, yes, I did. You remember da. I did. I addressed it. You just didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? But I just say this to say, this is a healing channel. I'm only here to share my experiences, and also other people's experiences if they allow me to share them, or things that I've heard that I think may be helpful to somebody else. But I'm here to share because we need to just address the issues, and we need to fix the brokenness in ourselves. We are all broken. We all of us have emotional traumas and issues that we want to heal. You might not think about it, but if I were to sit with you and we were to have a conversation and I were to ask you questions, then I guarantee we will come up with at least 5, if not more, emotional issues or traumas that need to be healed and that need to be worked through. Okay? So I'm about to go in there and make this money, and I'll catch y'all a little later. And you've reached Healing with Tarsha. And my son said to make sure I tell y'all, he said, Mom, you got to make sure you tell them to like, subscribe, and share the video. So in the words of my son, please like, please subscribe, please share the video. It doesn't hurt you at all to go in there, to pull up Healing with Tarsha, and to subscribe to my channel. Also, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be putting together some packets, some boxes for me to give away for any subscribers that jump on between when I first set it up, and I haven't set up a stopping date yet, but I am going to put together some packets just to promote the channel a little bit, and then also to show appreciation for the ones that definitely want to support me and my channel. All right, until next time, see y'all later. Bye.